I believe that the small and medium-sized businesses, they do some mistakes how they handle hiring international talents. IRCC did open a small window, where those small businesses or medium-sized businesses inside Canada, as an international graduate.
In 2026, as domestic talent pools tighten across highly technical sectors, the ability to safely navigate global mobility and employer-supported immigration pathways has become an essential operational skill for competitive enterprises.
I wanted to build a trusted brand. No false hopes, no false dreams. Everything should be code of my personal living.
Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Today we're discussing immigration as a primary economic engine for corporate scaling, because in 2026, as domestic talent pools tighten across highly technical sectors, the ability to safely navigate global mobility and employer-supported immigration pathways has become an essential operational skill for competitive enterprises. Joining us is Luai Walid El Haj, the founder and owner of Get In Canada. Based in Quebec, Luai is a senior regulated Canadian immigration consultant with over 17 years of deep international legal and corporate advisory experience. A prestigious member of the Investment Migration Council and the Association of European Attorneys, he counsels small and mid-sized employers, high net worth investors, and families on complex economic pathways, labor market assessments, and of course, across border mobility structures. There's lots to uncover and unpack, so without a further ado, let's dive in and welcome Luai. Luai, it's a pleasure having you on the show today. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Very well. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Luai, great background, by the way. That there's a lot that we need to kind of uncover for our listeners today. So let's begin our discussion by understanding immigration as a corporate growth tool, because many small and medium-sized business owners, they view Canadian immigration system as a complex, bureaucratic maze rather than an active corporate tool. So tell us, how can Canadian SMEs use immigration programs to solve labor shortages and grow?
First, I believe that the small and medium-sized businesses, they do some mistakes how they handle hiring international talents, hiring international workers. What I mean by that, they do not think about a workforce strategy, future plan, future investment. They think, most of them, they think about a temporary or an emergency solution.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a huge mistake. So businesses should think about, is this position needed by the company? What's the wage? What's the position? Am I doing a good effort to recruit somebody locally inside Canada? Because this is what IRCC wants to see.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do your effort? Did you do your job to find a worker inside Canada? Then start thinking about the wage, the exact wage that IRCC will accept. On the other hand, they should gather all information, all evidence about recruiting somebody locally, then start looking outside of Canada. They should think about the compliance of the company with IRCC rules. They should see if this position needs an LMIA, the Labor Market Impact Assessment, or it's exempted. Mm-hmm. Because IRCC did open a small window, where those small businesses or medium-sized businesses inside Canada can recruit somebody who is inside Canada already as an international graduate, programs like the provincial nomination, a person in transit between a temporary work permit to a permanent residency, francophone mobility programs. So employers should think in a strategic way, not only a temporary. Because, so as a matter of fact, if the business work in a strategic way, this will make their business stable instead of, well, I hired somebody today for a year or two, then I'm going to look for somebody else, do the same job again. Doing the steps in a proper way will save them time and will ensure the success in the future.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a very important perspective that you've shared with us, Luai. And you're right. I mean, shifting our corporate posture to view international recruitment as a proactive pipeline strategy, it really allows to secure highly specialized global talent ahead of our domestic competitors. Now, Luai, let's explore the key compliance risks of hiring internationally. Tell us, what should businesses know before hiring international workers in Canada?
The first thing is to check if this position is needed by the business, by the company or not. The most important thing is to check the compliance as a company with the government rules. Some businesses think it's a straightforward thing. It's a simple filling a form, put a name, and that's it, submit. No, it's what they should do first. Look about the wage. Is the wage competitive? Canada have strict rules. No, you should pay the person from outside Canada as an international worker the same wage that you pay it for somebody who's inside Canada. So the employer should think first about the wage. Is the wage competitive? Do I have the means of hiring somebody from outside Canada? Because you cannot be doing, let's say, a profit of 100K a year and you're hiring somebody from outside Canada with a wage 150K. You should show government that you're able to pay this person, you're stable, your business is generating money. Third thing that the business should think about, is there an LMIA process needed in this position or not? Some people are exempt from an LMIA.
Right.
Some other people, most of them, they need the LMIA. An LMIA process is a long process that needs compliance. IRCC might inspect anytime to check about wages, pays, work environment. Is the worker happy? Is the worker treated well? Because we hear back and forth all the time. There is abuse of some workers. They come from outside. They don't get the pay they offered before, according to the contract. So business owners should take the full package. I need this worker. I'm paying this amount of money. I did my effort inside Canada to hire somebody locally. I will be working according to IRCC rules, government rules. I'll keep records because they can inspect up to 6 years.
Hmm. That is very insightful. Thank you so much, Luai. And mapping out our employer compliance requirements and really verifying the LMIA alignments in advance, it really would protect our firm from costly processing rejections or even severe structural penalties. So those tips were very helpful. Now let's look at why authorized immigration representation matters. Luai, why is working with a licensed immigration professional so important?
Thank you for this question. Immigration process is a tricky, technical process. It's not filling applications, because filling applications is a data entry position. And immigration process changes all the time. An authorized representative is under oath, under obligations, under code of professional ethics. So dealing with a paid representative, a licensed person, whether immigration consultant, a notary, a lawyer, you are making sure that the person you're dealing with, the licensed person, is up to date with rules, up to date with obligations. He's under oath. There is a bar or regulated body that will question him if he does a mistake. Working with a ghost lawyer, ghost agent, consultant, you name it, you cannot trace him. You cannot trace this person. Simply, you're paying money. First of all, according to the Canadian law, unauthorized persons cannot be paid.
Right.
You can ask somebody to help you if he knows what he's doing, but you cannot pay him money. You cannot pay this person money. So again, the licensed person knows what he's doing. He's up to date. I'll give you an example. Immigration forms sometimes changes within a day. Like today, the form is back to 2022, let's say.
Right.
And today they updated the form to 2026. Submitting a form outdated because the unauthorized, the unlicensed person didn't know that he downloaded the forms 2 or 3 years ago, and he did not follow the rules. He did not follow the updates. He's going to submit this application outdated. The application will return back, even if there's no change, only the date below, like at the bottom of the application. IRCC will send back this application. This will cause a delay, might be a refusal, might be a compliance issue, and this cause delay to the company, to the business itself, because, well, if I'm hiring someone, for sure I need this person to be in Canada as soon as possible because I want to fit this position. This delay will cause a hardship somehow, a loss somewhere to the company, and a delay to the person to come to Canada. So always dealing with an authorized person, that makes a difference. So those unauthorized, unlicensed representative, they know the general idea. Well, you need the bank statement. You need, let's say, your tax return of last year. How about if this company did not do well in the past 3-4 months? So the bank statement is not according to what IRCC needs. A good representative, a licensed representative who goes in deep details, will ask the company, how about to bring us invoices, show the past years, show contracts, upcoming contracts, not only bank statement. IRCC will not judge, well, I didn't do well in the past 2 months, then I cannot bring a foreign worker. No, we do the package. We ask companies, well, instead of getting this, if this is hard to find right now, hard to get, we can get other options to prove something where IRCC requires. So again, and by the way, we have a lot of unauthorized, unlicensed people, and they're doing very good money. It's millions of dollars business. And most of the cases, because they're not traced, nobody can stop them. Nobody can step in and say, hey, stop, you're not authorized, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. And most of them, whether outside Canada or inside Canada. And people get stuck with this. They lose money, they lose hope, they lose family sometimes. So again, always deal with an authorized, with a high standard. It's not about money. Sometimes you pay a certain amount, and I always tell companies or applicants, it's not about getting a cheaper price, because you're not comparing. Let's say if I'm buying a car, same year, same mileage, one is for 20,000 and the other is 25,000, but everything is the same. No, I'll go with the 20,000 because I'm saving 5,000. However, you cannot compare a Lamborghini with, I don't know, a Fiat car. Well, that car is for this amount and this is cheaper. No, you're not comparing the same. You cannot compare gold with fake gold that has only the color. Right. So do not go with the low budget representative, whether paid or not. First of all, unauthorized, you shouldn't pay them money. But you should think of getting the top rated, because for sure you don't need somebody to tell you, okay, if you take this pill now, you'll get rid of the headache, but you didn't solve the problem. Right. You're happy with this 1 hour break of headache because of this pill, but you need to see a doctor that might think, whoa, no, there's a bigger problem that need to be worked on. Right. So dealing with an authorized, up-to-date person, representative, will get you what's coming in the future. You should think of this. You should avoid that mistake. This way, you're going with what should be done with immigration.
Absolutely. No, this was great learning a bit more about the imperative of authorized representatives. And from what we understand is that working with a fully licensed professional, it really ensures that our strategic documentation is really built on precise regulatory evidence, completely safeguarding our company's long-term reputation. To all the founders and the business owners and the cross-border investors that are watching us, in 2026, a weak or poorly structured application can delay your corporate relocation by years. Luai Walid El Haj and his elite team at Get in Canada are completely changing how businesses approach global mobility. Leveraging Luai's networks within the Investment Migration Council, an association of European attorneys, the firm has just deployed advanced digital intake and structured case assessment platforms designed explicitly for employer supported work permits and corporate expansion pathways. So, if you're ready to stop guessing with your legal documentation and start deploying robust, strategically structured immigration solutions backed by 17 years of regulatory precision, then visit their website and secure your authorized global talent your business needs to scale. Now we'll take a short break. Please don't go anywhere because when we return, we'll dive into entrepreneurial journey behind building its trusted immigration firm and how it all came together.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. Still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep, healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah, well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep, that's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's explore the story behind Get in Canada and what it takes to build a credible, client focused immigration advisory firm from the ground up. Now, Loai, let's explore the entrepreneurial journey behind building a trusted immigration firm. Tell us what has been the biggest challenge in building Get in Canada. Tell us more about the inspiration and the motivation behind it.
Okay. My goal was at the first beginning is not only building a business or expanding a business. I wanted to build a trusted business. As mentioning before, the business itself, immigration related businesses, people come to you sometimes overwhelmed with hopes, with future plans. Some of them were misled by information, whether from a friend, from social media, from ghost or agents inside or outside Canada. Those kind of people, they lost money, they lost hope, they lost time, they lost trust. So I was not only thinking about starting a business and expanding. No, I want to start a business, trusted business, and keep growing while keeping the trust. Because making money is very easy, especially if you tell the client what he wants to hear, what he wants to see. Most of the time, people come, well, I heard that. I'll give you a simple example. Yes, I consulted a company, I don't know where, and they told us that the language test is not needed. Okay, and I paid $2,000 for them. And at the end of the day, there was no application. Yes, because language test is a must. If I tell the client, well, you need this test, I might lose this client. The unauthorized, the companies or agents that are not licensed or trusted, they will tell you what you want to hear because they play with your emotion. Immigration itself is an emotional process. So if I tell you what you want to hear and start giving you examples about, oh, you'll arrive in Canada in 6 months. And it happened to me in person. I called an office outside Canada just to see, while I was licensed and practicing, just to see what they offer. Over the phone, all the promises, they make you feel that you should pack your bag today because anytime they will call you and get you the visa. It's within 6 months, it's guaranteed, so and so. And their offers, well, let's give an example. If they offer for $5,000 on installments, if you pay today in full, you pay $3,000.
Right.
This $2,000 will make people, okay, I'm saving $2,000, I pay $3,000. They send you the contract. Most of people do not read. You know this, when you see any ad, whether inside Canada or outside Canada, there is a little star
Right.
that has the details. We do not read. Sometimes when we are updating an application, terms and conditions, did you read, you agree? Yes, without reading.
That's true.
So people sign this contract, this agreement. And the agreement clearly says it's not guaranteed. If you do not bring what you ask you to bring, it's non-refundable. So people lose money. So I wanted to build a trusted brand. People, applicants whom I refuse to represent more than what I represent, because I don't want to give false hope. I'll go back to 2009, what made me start this career. Because I was misled by a ghost lawyer. And then I was stuck. I cannot sue him. I cannot, well, he's nothing.
Right.
I cannot go to the bar because he's not licensed. Even though he had a certificate on his room that he is a lawyer, graduated from a university. It ended up that it's a diploma mill. It's a fake university, fake diploma for $300. When I start digging,
Right.
but well, I assumed that I'm in Canada, and there's a law office. You come in, and the license is present. The degree is present. It's a full office, many clients, and line. I was not thinking that might happen to me. So I was misled by this person. And that made me feel that, no, I was stuck there. I lost money. I lost time. I'm not going to make people do the same mistake. So I started this business based on trust. I do what I have to do. No promises, no false promises, no fake dreams, because people are like, they're very emotional. If you start thinking, and people take decisions based on emotion, not based on facts. If I tell you, okay, get me this diploma, study for this year, and next year I'll hire you for $2,500,000 a month. And I'll start giving you, you start thinking, oh, then I'll be able to buy this car, buy this house, I'll raise my kids, blah, blah, blah. Those kind of people sell hope. And it's not hope, it's a false dream. So again, my goal was to build a trusted brand. That's why people, even if you go on Google, you will see it's not only a review. No, it's an experience.
Right.
How we handle. I care about the decision that this family will make. Because immigration process involves money, future, kids, time. People will take a decision to switch from a country to a country, from culture to culture. Some of them, they do not know anybody inside Canada. They come to Canada with a very big hopes, and they face reality. I want the client, before he takes a decision while he's in his home country, this is what you're going to face. This is the pros and cons. This is what you should do. This is what you should think. If this is your decision, we start the process. No false hopes, no false dreams. Everything should be not only code of professional ethics, code of my personal ethics.
Well, that is a great way to kind of do business. Thank you for inspiring so many of the other business owners that are out there, Luai. And this was great, learning a bit more about the entrepreneurial journey that you had behind the firm and realizing that long-term professional growth is rooted in building the absolute transparency and ethical clarity with your clients, which really separates a true advisory partner from the transaction checklist. Finally, Loai, let's look at how Canada's evolving immigration policies are impacting SMEs. Tell us, how are recent immigration policy changes affecting Canadian SMEs?
I would say that the most affected businesses who hire low wages. In the past, I would say 5 years, employers using agents and unlicensed professionals abused the Canadian system. We would see they are hiring low wages, as mentioned earlier. Some people outside Canada, $1,000 is a lot of money to them. So they come here with a low wage, while this will make, I would say, a Canadian employee not interested in this position. If the pay should be 20 and the person is getting 17, I'm not going to work because I expect the wage to be $20. So employers were getting those low wage employees. Canadians are not working. Those are getting abused. IRCC started a more strict rules, especially with low wages. Some of the programs, there is a cap of number of employees, whether for the program in general or as a company. Some of them has a 10% cap. You cannot hire foreign workers more than 10% of the payroll that you have inside company. So I believe what IRCC did is what should have been done a long time ago. Regulate, being more strict. Some of those business owners were not complied with IRCC. They want the right employee and they want the right employer. Even if the numbers will drop, Canada doesn't want the business to save money on others' shoulders, whether Canadians or the employee from outside Canada. So the new strategy 2025 to 2027 is more strict, and it's a good sign. It's a major sign that the employer should think in a strategic way. Start with the plan. What do I mean by plan? Check if the business needs this position, if that person is the right person, and strategy to transit this employee. Because as a matter of fact, when I hire somebody from outside Canada, let's say it's a small project. If this project succeeded, of course, I need to expand this project. So instead of going with the hassle of expired passport, expired work permit, this and that, no, I should think, I should plan in advance that legally I would transit this worker, international worker, to a permanent resident when possible. So those affected employees outside Canada and employers, it's more strict, and I think they are right of doing this.
Absolutely. This is a great understanding the 2026 landscape for SMEs and aligning our company's workforce needs with the federal government's specific high demand targeted category really allows us to secure rapid, seamless file approvals. Thank you so much, Luai, for chatting with us this afternoon. And now that we wrap up, one small piece of advice that you'd like to share to give businesses that are hiring their first international worker, what would it be?
The first advice is make a plan. Check if the LMIA is needed or not. Check if your business needs this employee or not. Think of, will you be able to comply with the IRCC standards, and think of making this international worker a permanent worker inside Canada when it's possible.
That is an exceptional reminder that starting with a clear application strategy is far more important than just filling out, generic forms. But thank you so much, Luai, for everything that you do to help corporate businesses and, of course, the individuals and the families out there. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And that was Luai Walid El Haj from Get in Canada, a masterclass in leveraging employer-supported immigration, ensuring regulatory compliance, and understanding how small businesses can successfully tap into global mobility systems in 2026. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. Please be sure to subscribe and visit CanadianSME.ca for more resources. And to learn more about how we are supporting the ecosystem, please visit Canadian SME Small Business Foundation at smbfoundation.ca. And a special thanks to our partners, UPS and ADP, our HR partner, for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses across Canada.